Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim sarasvatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayed. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer their respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Narayan, Rishi, the Supreme Being, to Mother Saraswati, the Goddess of Learning, and unto Srila Vyasa. Shrinvatam Swakatha Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, Hridyantas Thoya Bhadrani, Vidhunoti Sarhitsatam. Sri Krishna, who is the Paramatma, the super soul within the heart of each living entity, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses the heart of material desires of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous, properly heard and chanted. Nashta prayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. By regular hearing of the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotee, almost all that is troublesome to the heart is completely destroyed. In love of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose praise the transcendental song is established as an irrevocable fact. So welcome. We have Avani and Neera, correct? Yes, I'll get it. Don't worry. And Tulsidas, special guest today, and Ben and Madhav and Parth also here. So we have what are we doing? We're reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, and we just chanted some 3 verses that explain what will happen. We have a big problem in this material world. You know, this Mahadavagni, or this big forest fire, is actually our material desires. We desire things that have nothing to do with reality, actually. Like, so we have all kinds of desires for wealth, we have all kinds of desires for worldly popularity, we have all kinds of desires for the things of this world, not realizing, even though we know, but we actually don't really know, or we wouldn't so much strive for these things, that they're temporary and actually really not worth focusing on. The main thing we should focus on, you still do them, like for instance, we're not saying, oh, well, no going to school, no working job, no doing anything. No. You have to do that to survive. But to survive, not to be ambitious for some big goal, some big worldly thing. What are we doing these things for? To maintain a wholesome spiritual life, because this is the actual reality. So our material desires are actually what are always getting in the way of our happiness, actually. Our material desires, instead of causing us happiness, we think the desire will cause us happiness. It causes us misery instead. Why? Because we're always longing for that next thing. We're always longing, oh, this isn't enough, there should be more money, or this isn't enough, I should have a better position, this isn't enough, this, that, and the other thing. Meanwhile, we are more than enough. We are pure spirit souls. We are connected to God, and that by living a life in facilitating that connection, one can actually be satisfied. And it's free. It's free. It's very nice. If you're like me, I like a good deal, so it's free. India, everyone likes to bargain. You don't have to bargain for this thing. It's free, but it does have a cost, actually, and it costs your very consciousness. So what is your attention on? So this is ultimately, so by regularly hearing of the messages of Krishna, one will be cleansed. So what is Sri Krishna is the Paramatma, the super soul in the heart of each living entity, and the benefactor, the truthful devotee, so we have to be honest, cleanses the heart of material desires of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages. So if you hear his messages, your heart will be cleansed. And all of our troubles are actually due to our dirty heart. The circumstances are not the problem, actually. It's not, life is not the problem. Oh, this person did this mean thing, or this person did that, or I have too much responsibility, or this, that, and the other thing. Actually, no, looking at life is the problem. So, if your heart gets cleansed, what will happen is almost all your troubles will go away. You really won't have any troubles left, because the very fundamental issue inside of our consciousness, which is causing our troubles, is now being dissipated. So by regularly hearing the messages of the Lord, this happens. And what comes instead of troubles in the heart, you get love for God instead. So you're always filled with love, which is what everyone's looking for in life. Every relationship, friendship, husband, wife, even children, mother, daughter, We're all looking for love out of our relationships. But the reservoir of love, the source of love, is God. So if we make our relationships in service to God, everyone could be peaceful. Mother, daughter, father, husband, wife, father, son, servant, master, so on. Every relationship, friendship, all nourished. If we make the relationships about our own material desires, then we step on each other's toes. Because my material desires will get in the way of your material desires, and your material desires will get in the way of hers, and like that. Then we're always crossing each other, stepping over each other, and then that's all conflict. Every conflict, because someone's material desires is stronger than someone else's, and then there's conflict. And so this is the peace formula, the prosperity, happiness formula. So it's recommended you do every day. So we're inviting Avani, please come every day, please come. So she's been coming actually. I don't even know how we met her or how it happened, but she's just come one day, and I think it must have been Krishna's arrangement. Maybe many lifetimes of piety have been upon her, and then she came. And now you also are here. So, where are we at in the Bhagavatam now? You're familiar with Mahabharata? Yes. Yes. So, I was asking Avani, and I don't know if she was so familiar, so I was filling her in so many things. So, where are we at in the Bhagavatam? The Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita of the Mahabharata. Yes, so Mahabharata, the great war of Kurukshetra, before the war, Bhagavad Gita was spoken. And this Bhagavad Gita is the topmost knowledge of whole Mahabharata. So this is Bhagavad Gita. The top philosophical knowledge of Mahabharata is Bhagavad Gita. Then, what happens afterwards is then they fight. Big war. And who wins, Yeah. Who won? The Pandavas won, yes, very good. It's A+. So, Pandavas won. Yes, many millions of people died, but at the end of the war, the Pandavas won, and they took back control of the world, actually. So now, where we're at in the Bhagavatam, many things have happened, yes. The Kauravas. The Kauravas were their own cousins, family members, but they illegally, adharmically usurped the kingdom, stole the kingdom, when it was rightfully the Pandavas. And the Pandavas were willing to cooperate with them, but the Kauravas were so jealous of the Pandavas' natural good qualities because they were very godly, and that realized that the people would always want to side with the Pandavas, so they tried to very heavily abuse them, to the point where not even letting them do anything, not even letting them have one village. They just wanted one village, just let us, rule this village properly. It's a pretty good, especially when they're rightfully due the kingdom. They should actually be the rightful heirs of the kingdom. But just asking, just give me one village. And Duryodhana, he said, I will not give you enough place to stick a pin into. So even the tip of a pin, you'll not have that. So they were very unreasonable, very unreasonable. So, due to all kinds of material desires and unfortunate qualities. And so like that, he invited misery, into his life. And so the big war happened, everyone died. And then what happened next is the many different pastimes of the first canto of the Bhagavatam. So we've been going through all of these things, and different types of pastimes, how Ashvatthama tried to kill off the Pandavas, Krishna protected them. Then they went back to Dhritarashtra and ruled the kingdom, and so on. So many things have happened. They saw Bhishma on the battlefield, and he gave this great katha about what one's duties are. Yudhishthira is lamenting. So we've gotten all the way to the point now where Dhritarashtra left, and he went and did yoga tapasya in the Himalaya mountains. And now where are we? We are... Krishna is about to disappear from the world. It was foretold that Krishna would disappear, and when Krishna disappears, this would be a very bad thing would happen. Do you know what would happen when Krishna disappears? Anyone know? Yes, the beginning of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga will begin. And so, what's happening is now, Yudhishthira is seeing all kinds of evidence that Krishna must have left, because all kinds of inauspicious omens are coming. We had a whole big class yesterday on all different types of omens in our life. And then some of the boys have even been starting to notice, well, I saw a fox yesterday, and I saw this, so everyone's trying to figure out what's going on.
I saw a squirrel and a hawk together yesterday.
A squirrel and a hawk?
Yes.
Yes, that's very good.
That is very.
You should be more like the hawk than the squirrel. did the hawk took the squirrel?
No, Prabhu. I was climbing the stairs. I saw a squirrel. I was like, oh, squirrel. And I turned right. I saw a hawk sitting and staring at me again. Like, okay.
Yes.
Again today. Again.
Yes.
Yesterday.
Yes. Hawks are the agents of Garuda, so the agents of Vishnu. They want you to pay attention to the higher vision. Hawks have like.
What I understood, keep patience. God is watching you.
Yes, yes, that's very good. And the squirrels, don't worry, they're kind of just like rambunctious little trickster things. So they're no problem. They're not harmful at all. So, but anyhow, there are certain omens that are good. Yes.
What's Kali Yuga?
Kali Yuga. Yuga is an age, and it's a 432,000 year period where everybody is very materially unfortunate. So actually, this first verses have been describing all the unfortunate qualities of Kali Yuga. People become very greedy, people become very deceitful, even violent, wrathful. They conflict with each other. They're cheating each other, even in ordinary dealings. And actually, it's describing what you're seeing today. We just think this is normal human dealings, but actually, there's misunderstandings in even one's own family. Family life used to be very happy. Everyone used to be on the same page and unified. In Kali Yuga, it's not like that, So even mother and daughter can have conflict, brothers, so many things. Everyone's family, it's a very unfortunate age materially. But it's actually a very fortunate age spiritually, because everything is so unfortunate around us that it makes it very easy to say, all right, well, God, I'm paying attention now. My life is apart, so please help me. So it's a very, very fortunate age, actually. But materially, if you have all kinds of material aspirations, which makes for the unfortunate age, it will be very, very difficult for you. So it's recommended that in Kali Yuga, the best process is actually chanting, calling the names of God. Best process. You can't do archana very properly. We do puja, all these things, but all the mantras and the proper way to worship, we can't do it properly. We can't do big yagyas, homa, all these yagyas called the demigods, invoke them with the mantras. We can't, the consciousness is not good. We try still, and then what's to speak of meditating, to sit and properly meditate and focus on the Lord and make that divine connection via meditation. The mind is too disturbed. We try, no problem. But everything should be accompanying the name of the Lord. Why? That's the only hope we have at this point. We have reached such an unfortunate position where we're so unpeaceful, it's so disturbing all around us. The only hope is you just call for God. And God will, the Lord will actually reciprocate with you. So you still meditate. We do our japa meditation, but we don't go at it alone. We go at it calling the name of God. We still do homa and yagya. We have initiation ceremonies. The marriage ceremony, all of the samskars, yagyas are there. Fire yagyas there, Brahmin priest, everything. Still, only what makes it effective, we have kirtan, calling the names of the Lord. We still do deity worship, archana worship. These are different processes of meditation in different ages. We still do archana. But what do we do alongside? I will not begin archana until I hear the calling of the names of the Lord. That's why we sing bhajans and kirtan during archana. So your only hope is calling the names of the Lord. So we have a whole facility here based on this. So, and why this teaching is found actually in this ancient wisdom scripture, the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the messages that Krishna has left for us in Kali Yuga on how to make advancement, what to focus on. So if we hear the Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll be thoroughly purified. But we have to take the time to hear. If we focus on everything else, then we'll miss the golden opportunity. Everything else will get done. Don't worry. We're not telling you don't do your work. Sometimes people can get a little extreme. They say, "Oh yes, I want to only focus on my God life now. Nothing else matters. So I'm dropping out of school. And I did like this, I'm dropping here, dropping that." But actually, this is not the proper process. You stay where you're at, but you add Krishna and you centralize your life around pursuing the Lord, pursuing spirit. This is reality. So you develop a life of truth. And then from there, you still have to survive. You still have to maintain yourself. So you do your work. You do your schooling, you do your thing like this, and you get maintained. And actually, even better, Krishna will bless you every step of the way. Every step of the way, Krishna's blessing is coming. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I have a wife, right? So when I found Krishna, I was very, very attached to having a wife and all these things. So Krishna said, no problem, you can still have a wife. You have a wife, but just worship me. So we have a wife, and we just began worshiping him, and then we realized, I don't want to go out and do some. I didn't want to work like a regular job, and 9 to 5, something like that. That's my personal story. I never wanted to, even when I was a kid. I never wanted to do like that. So I said, okay, I'll still worship. I'll worship the Lord. He'll bless everything. Somehow over the years, everything was arranged. You have house, we have child, we have this, that, and the other. Now even some income is there without very much strenuous activity on our part, just through having the house, rooms are rented, things like this. If you ever want, if you like coming here, you can come also. You can stay with the devotees. We have some of the students, you're meeting them. They all live here, they go to school, properly situated, they're protected, they get nice food, and it's a very good arrangement actually. So like that, and then that can sustain everything. And we continue on with the real business, and that's, the real business is pursuing God. So this is, Craig, welcome, Hare Krishna. And so this is our real business. So what's happening now is Yudhishthira is getting all kinds of unfortunate omens. You know who Yudhishthira is?
Yudhishthira.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Pandava king.
Yeah.
The eldest brother of the Pandavas, the very righteous king. So he's getting all kinds of auspicious omens. Arjuna went to Dwarka, he went to check in on Dwarka, but then all kinds of omens now are coming. And Narada said that at some point Krishna will leave this world, and then Kali Yuga will begin, and then you, the Pandavas, all must leave now. So this was Narada Muni. So now Yudhishthira is seeing all kinds of inauspicious omens. He's saying, oh no, what is happening here? And now he's very much panicking. So now, where we are, we're just seeing some of the ones we read. O Bhima saying, tiger amongst men. Now useful animals like cows are passing me on my left side. This is said to be an inauspicious omen if the useful or the beneficial animals are passing you from the left. The lower animals like the asses or donkeys, they're that one. They are circumambulating me. So now, you usually, you would circumambulate, like the Lord or God or someone very respect-worthy will circumambulate you. Your children could even circumambulate you. You're in the marriage ceremony, the wife circumambulates the husband, and so on. But now donkeys are circumambulating him. So he's saying, oh no, what is going on here? My horses appear to weep upon seeing me. So the horses are appearing very sad. So something must be going on. Some problem is there. He says, the shrieks of the owls and their rival crows makes my heart tremble. And it appears they want to make a void of the whole universe. So imagine you're going outside and you see dogs barking at you, owls and crows shrieking at you. You'd be like, oh, what's going on here today? This is not a good start to the day. So Yudhishthira is experiencing like this. He's experiencing very bad signs. They're called omens. So now we'll see more of the omens that come. Dhumradisha paridaya Kampatebu sahadribi Nirgatascha mahangshtata Sakangcha stanayitnubi Dhumra, smoky, disha, all directions, paridaya, encirclement, kampate, throbbing, boo, the earth, saha adrabi, along with the hills and mountains, near gata, bolt from the blue, cha, also, mahan, very great, tata, oh bhim, sakam, with, cha, also, stana yitnubi, thundering sound without any cloud. Just see how the smoke encircles the sky. It appears that the earth and mountains are throbbing. Just hear the cloudless thunder and see the bolts from the blue. So these are some inauspicious signs, if you ever happen to see them. Smoke encircling the sky. Actually, in Syracuse, not that long ago, we had the forest fires from Canada were coming down, and actually it was like you couldn't even go out. Actually, I went out in it because I was very excited to see that most people were inside, and I was like, ooh, I'm going to go to the park. Anyway, I don't know if that was great for my lungs. But anyhow, this is a very inauspicious sign. Smoke is encircling the sky. So he said, it appears that the earth and mountains are throbbing, and hear the cloudless thunder. If you're just hearing thunder, but there's not even like clouds or things like that, any rain being dispensed, it's like, what is going on here? This is, and see the bolts, especially, and you're seeing lightning bolts coming, but there's no clouds, no rain. It's very, very out of the ordinary, and it's considered inauspicious, a bad sign. We'll continue on. Vayur vati kada sparsho Rajasa visrijangs tamaha Asrig varshanti jalada Bibatsami vasarvata Vayu, wind, vati, blowing, kada sparsha, sharply, Rajasa, by the dust, Visrajan, creating, Tama, darkness, Asrik, blood, Varshanti, are raining, Jalada, the clouds, Bibatsam, disastrous, Eva, like, Sarvata, everywhere. The wind blows violently, blasting dust everywhere and creating darkness. Clouds are raining everywhere with bloody disasters. I wonder what that is. So maybe it's causing, like, we're seeing now in Texas. There's some disastrous weather happening in Texas, and people are dying. Even actually, there was a devotee. We know her, very nice. Actually, her son is a very, very famous Kirtaniya. His name's like Amala Harinam. But she just the other day, she was in North Carolina on the way to Mangal Arati in the temple, and she had went and she thought it was just like a puddle, and she drove her car through the puddle. What actually ended up happening is the river surged and overrose with a massive amount of water, and instead of her going into a puddle, she went into like an oversurging river, and her car just like immediately went away. So she's like, luckily, before the electric cut in her car, she pushed down the electric thing, and it got the window down, and she's got like a sari on too. It's not easy to swim in a sari. So anyway, she's got like a sari on and pushing down, and she somehow made her way out of the car and swam, and somehow found a neighbor, got out of the surging river. This is just due to the being in the inauspicious USA. We have this type of surges of weather, and they're happening constantly. A couple a year we have. Now Houston's underwater. Oh, now Asheville is gone. All this happening so regularly. This is Kali Yuga. Actually, this is not normal. This is actually, and they also, the governments of the world, they have technology to alter the weather. Almost all of them. They have, I don't know if you've ever heard of this HARP or anything like that, but they're not the only, it's not just America who has this. Every government has the capacity to wage warfare via weather. Who knows what's actually real anymore? Who knows what's actually naturally occurring? But lo and behold, if the Lord sanctions it, it's, you never know what could happen. But anyhow, this is these things are inauspicious. But actually, by good fortune, because she was going to Mangalarti, she was on the way. She got out, and listen to this, is very nice. And she had some kind of shabby. Devotees usually live very humbly. They don't have big salaries, or many don't have big money or anything like that. They live very humbly, and so she had some humble little car. And so I guess some of her friends were very disturbed by what happened to her. So they started a GoFundMe for a car for them. Not only that, they in one day raised $14,000 for a new car, and then she has a nice car. And I'm like, wow, that's not a bad arrangement. When you're about to die, you could really surrender to Krishna. Because she could have died very close to death actually. If she didn't get that window open, that's it, finished. But she got the window open. She prayed. Actually, the thing is, she prayed to Krishna, which is very nice. Begged Krishna to carry her through this, and he did. And she gets out, and then she's maybe having a couple hours of a bad day, But somehow or other, new car has come and she's okay again. Everything is good. Not a bad arrangement, actually. But, this is, when you're a devotee, you can be carried through these things, You can get in a flood and all of a sudden get presented a new car. Where most people, their livelihoods are ruined and things like this. But devotees, Krishna protects. He takes care of everything. But you see, actually, these things are happening due to the inauspiciousness of the age, the inauspiciousness of the place. Everything comes in due course.
And it's only going to get worse.
Yes, and it will only get worse. We're at the beginning of Kali Yuga. If you're thinking that the world is going to be wonderful and everything's, we're going to have peace on earth and things like, don't count on it. It's not the trend right now. The trend is we're on a downslide. When the market's going down, the cosmic market is going down for this world. So what do? We just turn to God. We pray to God. I'm not saying everyone's going to get a new car, but Krishna will arrange. He'll take care of everything. I've seen also in my life, everything has gotten only more inauspicious. But in my life, since the beginning of devotional service, everything has worked out, maintained and proper, and I never once had to even, go to work. Okay, but somehow or other, Krishna, he maintains. And he'll maintain in your life too. Some people, I know, like Madhav and Ben, you guys are really set. And even Piyush and Tan, you guys have a different role. You have different societal dharma. Especially if you guys are here in the West, you have to work. The government will not allow anything else other than that. And Avani, same with you. You have to work. You have to go to school. You have to work. You can go back to India. That is proper. Not proper, but you can do like that. That's available for you guys too. But if you're here and you're getting spiritual benefit from being here, which I think you guys are, then you work and no problem. You guys can do that nicely. And Rishi is an example of someone who's doing that nicely. But whatever, you just worship the Lord, He'll take care of everything. Actually, this is a very nice arrangement that Krishna will always make for His devotees. But anyway, clouds are raining everywhere, and then bloody disasters come. Floods, death, maybe even violence, looting, things like that. We're seeing actually right now in Texas. Fires, all kinds of things. So anyway, we'll see some more. Before I begin, let's just do the Mangal Charana because I'll get talking, and I already have done this today. So we'll just chant some prayers, and we're going to invoke the mercy of the Guru Varga, our Guru Parampara, and ultimately invoking the mercy of the Lord that, I'm not speaking based on my own concoctions, that this session of reading Srimad Bhagavatam will be a channel from the Divine. And so we're going to say some prayers so that may happen. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shravitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Vibhaya Amaniyam Shri Guru Shri Radha Okay. So, and also, I was thinking about this. I may not have gave good, well, like, what are you reading? I think you guys heard of Srimad Bhagavatam before? Yes. So the reason we study Srimad Bhagavatam, this is said to be the final work of Veda Vyas. Vyasadeva compiled all of the Vedas, what are known as the Vedas. And at the very end, he was not completely satisfied, so Narada Rishi came to him. This was part of the Bhagavatam in this first canto. And he revealed to him, the reason you're not satisfied is you revealed the absolute truth. You have pastimes of Radha, Krishna, so many Puranas, everything is there even. But you never wholly and solely dedicated one work purely to developing bhakti, developing devotion unto the Supreme Lord. You gave so many things, karma kanda, jnana kanda, all kinds of upasana kanda, but you didn't do fully and wholly just bhakti unto the Lord. So this is his final work. And it has the conclusions of all the Vedas. So we are, we're studying a verse, the ashram. I don't know, Tulsi, I know you attended the little class last week to study the verse. I said I would help you guys. But the first part of the verse we're studying is Amnaya Praha Tatvang Hari Iha Paramam. And so what's that saying is Amnaya is the Vedas. The Vedas are Praha, they're proclaiming, they're explaining Tatvang, the absolute truth. So this is what the Vedas are. They're the knowledge that's giving the absolute truth. And what is the conclusion of the absolute truth? Harim, Hari, the Supreme Lord. This is the ultimate conclusion of all the Vedas. The Vedas are not that, I worship this demigod and they'll make my business prosper. I do like this and then my daughter will have a good husband. I do like this and this child will have a good education, or we'll have plenty of grains and things like that. Yes, all those things will come. But who is giving? The conclusion is it's the Supreme Lord. The Vedas are monotheistic actually. Even though in what now is considered Hinduism by much of the world, and I was told this too, that it's polytheistic. They have many gods, right? So there's different gods worshipped on different festivals like this. But it's not wrong. It's not wrong. These gods exist, but it's like there's a CEO of a corporation, and then he has the regional manager over here, the district manager, the treasurer, the financial officer over here. He's got many, many. So the Supreme Lord has many, many deputies that he has in the material creation to help sustain and do things. They're all actually parts and parcels of the Lord, including you. You're also a little part of God that also he's giving you a duty and a role. Our duty and role is revealed in the Bhagavatam. We are to serve God. We're to help spread God's mercy all over the creation. That's the role of the devotee. We give people the Lord, actually. That's what our duty. It's a very nice duty. And the Lord takes care of the devotee very nicely. No devotee never has to worry. Even in the midst of all kinds of trouble, the Lord will always protect the devotee. Just like this nice woman, Mother Kamalini. Big flood, the whole area is going to be things. She goes down in the flood, she gets to surrender to Krishna, get out, and somehow she goes in with a shabby car and comes out with a better car. Not a bad deal actually. But not saying everyone's going to get going to get material advancement. But actually you will be protected at all steps of the way, actually, the devotee. So, we tell everyone. But we should first see what Yudhishthira is seeing. This is a very, very, very dangerous place. Bhava Mahadevagni in the Shikshastakam, right? This is a great forest fire, filled with the miseries of life, birth, disease, old age, and death, and you cannot stop any of these things. Who here has figured out how to never get old? Do you know anyone in existence? Yes, every relative you've ever known, everyone. They get old. Who here knows how to completely eradicate disease? No, not happened. Who here, remembers why they were born into the place that they were born? Who here, when they came out born, they were completely dependent. They were completely independent. They had full facility. No, I have a baby son now. like 11 weeks old, downstairs with my wife. He's completely dependent. He needs a cry for everything. Ah, even has some gas. We have to go rub his back to move the gas. Crying, and you can't even move the air. You can't even move the air. This is actually a miserable situation. We think birth is so nice. No, it's when someone is born, what is the first thing they do?
Cry.
They cry. The first thing this world gives us, tears. Very nice. But this is actually a great forest fire. It's Devagni. So actually, Yudhishthira is seeing, especially in Kali Yuga, it's really big, really bad actually. So the intelligent, the devotees, they surrender to the Lord because the Lord has created this thing and it has a purpose. It's like when people are bad in society, where do they go? In where? Jail, prison, yes. They go to a prison house. Every country has a prison. For people who are really unruly, please, you go in here. And we don't give you very many rights. We have to watch you very carefully. Like this. So there's all kinds of, rules and restrictions. And why? Because they can't cooperate with others nicely. So actually in the spiritual existence, this material world is actually said to be a prison. Why are we imprisoned in this material world, in these bodies filled with miseries? Is because actually we're a bit selfish. Why? It's our pleasure is much more important than any type of real purpose for God. Never trying to think of we're actually averse to God. So the place where we're averse to God is this place, and we're here, unfortunately, because we have no ishad apetasya. We've turned away from the Creator. Why? And viparya smriti. We've actually misidentified who we are and what's really important. And in our stupor, like being drunk, has anyone ever drank alcohol? It's not, if you have never drank alcohol, it's very good. But if you've ever seen someone who's drinking alcohol, they can start acting very silly, and they do all kinds of crazy things. And they might forget where they are, forget who they are and what's going on. And I used to do all these things. But actually, we are intoxicated on something else. We're intoxicated by this body and these ideas of who we are. And so we do so many things in the world in kind of like a drunken stupor. As we're thinking, oh yes, this is me. I and mine. I am this body. I am things. But actually, Bhagavad Gita right away is telling, no, you're not this body. Arjuna, you're lamenting for something that's not worth lamenting for because this is not you. So anyhow, this is happening. Very, very much so. So actually, this world is kind of a correction facility. A prisoner goes to jail because in jail, it's not always happening, but they're supposed to train them to be proper citizens, so they can get out on good behavior, So similarly, this world is for us a place that's going to train us through the punishment of karma. Karma, no one can stop karma. We all get in life exactly what we need. Exactly. We can try and control things, but who has had unfortunate things happen in their life? Everyone? Are you sure? Has anything unfortunate ever happened to you?
I think it is fortunate.
It is fortunate. Everything is actually fortunate, but has everyone always felt that?
Seemingly unfortunate.
Yes, it seems unfortunate. Why? Because it's kind of like like when you get sick. If you eat improperly and things like that, what'll happen is you'll get some disease. You'll get some sickness. Sickness isn't just like random. It has to do with an imbalance, an irregularity in how one's maintaining the body. So when we get some sickness, what is the solution for every sickness?
Medicine.
What does medicine consist of? Yes, herbs. But actually, what type of herbs? Sweet herbs, nice, tasty herbs.
No.
Bitter.
No, almost certainly bitter herbs. Bitter herbs, usually. Depends on the disease, actually. But even so, let's say you get jaundice. Jaundice is a disease, you lack vitamin C. And even jaundice, what happens is you can't taste sweet anymore. So the medicine is actually sweet for jaundice. You actually eat like fruits and sugars and things like that. But even then, in that disease condition, the sweet tastes bitter. You can't even take it's so bitter. You're taking sugar cane, and it's like, oh, this is the most bitter thing I've ever tasted. So this is actually, why? Because this is actually the rectification for us. We need to taste a little bitterness to realize, oh, I should not have done that again. I shouldn't have eaten all these sweets that got me so sick. I shouldn't have done this, this, and this, and this. So this material world is exactly like that, giving you bitter medicine via karma that is telling you, why did you do like that? You know, oh, I should not have gotten so intoxicated. Now my liver has all kinds of problems. I shouldn't have done this thing, and now my lung has all kinds of problems. I shouldn't have done this thing, and now I have this problem here and there. So karma is always giving you exactly what you need. And it might come in the form of cancer. It might come in the form of some disease. It might come in something. But it'll teach us, I should have just focused on God. Eventually, if you one is fortunate in karma, you will realize, oh, I should focus on God. So like this, eventually the realization of God is here. If we're too intoxicated with the material world, oh, I have so much money, and I have so many parties, and I have so much wealth, and I can do anything I want, and we get intoxicated like this, like a lot of celebrities, they get intoxicated, and they never think of God. This is just the symptom. When you have so many things at your disposal, you think, look at all this that I have, I'm so fortunate, and I can enjoy like this, and I can enjoy like that, and no one thinks of God.
Worse yet, they think they gave it to them.
Yeah, I earned, look at everything I've earned. Look at all this karma I've gotten. This is so good. Actually, we've earned nothing. Everything is given by the Lord, actually. This is reality, actually. Everything is given by God. You can work very hard. You can become a great student. You can become a great worker in the world. But if the Lord sanctions, you can do all those things. If the Lord does not sanction, He said, oh, COVID-19, school is shut down. This is shut down. Job is shut down. If He wants, anything can get shut down. It's up to the Lord, actually. Oh, your town went under flood in this place in Texas. Many students, many workers, many people with families. Nope, finished. The whole family can be finished. And like that. They can work their whole life very hard, earn so much wealth, things like that. And then the Lord wants, finished in the blink of an eye. So what is the point of life, actually? The point of life is to understand who you are as a spirit soul, and then act upon that. I'm a spirit soul. I have a relationship with God. There's a God. There's a me. I'm a soul. What does He want from me? That's what Bhagavatam is. That's what Bhagavad Gita is. Understanding what does God want from us, and then doing it. Acting in that capacity. You don't have to leave your work. You don't have to leave anything. You do carry on exactly as is, but now the reason you do it is different. Now, instead of trying to be the enjoyer, oh, this is so I can enjoy nicely. Many people, why are they going to school? Why are they going to work? You tell me.
To enjoy.
To enjoy. Yeah, well, I want to enjoy like this, and I want to enjoy like this. And, I want to give my family enjoyment, and I'll enjoy that my family is getting enjoyment, like this. But actually, that's not the purpose of life, and actually the opposite happens. We don't just enjoy. Life is not one big party of enjoyment. It's actually a lot of trials and tribulations and suffering. Why? Because everyone's trying to enjoy, and then everyone gets in front of each other's way. If everything is about so the Lord can enjoy, everyone enjoys, actually.
Watering the roots.
Yes. Everyone can enjoy if the Lord is the center of the enjoyment. And their own enjoyment isn't the motivation. I want God to be happy. And the Lord has a system that's very nice, that if everyone follows and tries to please the Lord, everyone will be happy. It's compared to watering the root of a plant. If just one leaf says, oh no, I want to be happy. Yeah, I'll take one that's dead already. Oh yes, this leaf wants to be happy, and I start giving the leaf a massage and get some nice water and place it on the leaf. Very good. Yes, like this. This leaf, look at all the special treatment this leaf is getting. But is this leaf better off than those leaves? You tell me. What will happen to this leaf and what will happen to those leaves?
everything will shrivel up and down.
This leaf will shrivel up and die. Those leaves, because they're connected to the root, connected to the source, they will be nourished. Those leaves don't need the water on them. They don't need any separate enjoyment. Those leaves, if you give the water to the root, their source, then they'll be nourished. So similarly, you are connected to God. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says you are like a banyan tree. You know, this existence, but it's a reflection. If you are connected to the original root of existence, you will be nourished, you will be happy, you'll be satisfied. If you separate from your source and turn away from God and become like this leaf, disconnected, you will shrivel up and die. Everything that you work for will shrivel up and die. Your house, your family, all of your experiences, it will just do this. It will shrivel and die. That's material existence. You stay connected to God, even when your body, you lose your body, because you will lose your body, you'll get a better body. You'll have a better arrangement to serve the Lord. He will arrange even something better for you in the future. But if we just do only material activities so we can enjoy, there's no guarantee we'll be in a better situation. Actually, the guarantee is that you'll probably get a worse situation at some point, because you will expel all of your good karma. Alright, you got so much enjoyment you can have in this life. Enjoy like this. And now you have to go down because you spent all your good. It's like having a bank balance. If you just spend and spend and spend in the bank, you'll have no money eventually. But if you invest, you'll grow money. So you have to balance. Okay, I can spend some money for some enjoyment, but I have to make sure that I'm investing more than I'm spending, or the bank balance will go down to nothing. So you do work for the Lord, then actually the bank balance will keep growing, and you'll enjoy the whole time. You just can't lose. It's a great situation. But we have to understand that there is a God. We have to understand that we are a spirit soul, we're connected to God, and we have a relationship. And then we have to act on that relationship. So, like Avani, you've been doing. You've been, you have nothing to do and not too much to do in the summer. You're here and, maybe no job or anything like that, but you're waiting for school to begin. So these people are nice, and they sing nice songs and they teach nice things. I'll go be with them. That's very nice. That's actually a very, very good thing. But you see, it's not that like, all right, yes, just do this, just read all day and, sing all day, and then you don't have to do anything else. No, we tell them when this is over, actually it's over right now. Okay, eat breakfast, take nice prasad, food offered to the Lord, sustain your body, nourish your body, your consciousness. Now go to work. Everyone, please go. Everyone has many duties to do. But the difference, the reason is, this leaf is also struggling for existence. That leaf is also struggling for existence. But that leaf is an emanation in connection to the Lord. This one has went off on its own and tried to be the enjoyer. This one will perish and die. That one will stay connected and keep being nourished. Both are doing the same activities, trying to maintain their existence. One unfortunate, one very fortunate. So for the sake of analogy, be very fortunate. Stay connected to God. We are connected to God. We didn't create ourselves. We didn't, I situated myself. I chose my mother, I chose my father, I put myself right here. No, we were completely dependent. We had no idea how we got there. Anyone remember being an infant? No, you don't remember. You were just completely thrown by nature into that situation. Yes, you don't remember. So you must realize you're dependent. You are dependent. Everyone is dependent. You can work, you can do so many things, but you're not the controller. You're not the doer. If Krishna sanctions, anything can be done. If Krishna does not sanction, nothing can be done. So you find out, what does Krishna want? That's conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. We didn't read that much. We should have probably read more. But just because you guys are new, and I don't know, Neer, if I'll ever even meet you again. I don't know how long you're here. So I figured, maybe give some, a bit more tattva about what's happening here. So anyway, that's our Bhagavatam class. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please, we would love, Avani is a very, very, very nice soul, and we'd love if Avani kept coming, and with your blessings and your permission, we'd love to have her here in whatever capacity she'd like to be. Avani's here. You're here for some years, actually, I believe, right?
Yeah, 5 years.
Yes. Oh my gosh, 5 years. If you would ever like, Avani also, she can stay with us. We can take care of Avani, nice prasad, everything, and get her to school, no problem. Parth is on a 5-year program as well, doing PhD as well, like that. And you met him; he's a very nice boy. Yeah. So like that. Yeah. If you ever like. Yeah, that's why we're here. We're here to help out the students. Piyush is a student who's been with us for a year, and even in the midst, they're trying to transition to jobs. They haven't found one yet. They have some opportunities there, and Tulsidas is as well. But Madhavs and Craig are locals, and Ben are locals, And so we just invite people here. This is what we do, but the main thing is that we do all of our duties, or we're trying to learn how to do all of our duties to please God. And you'll get a completely different result out of life. You'll have all good fortune will come in your life. All misery will subside from your life. Your heart will be clean. You'll taste so much bliss, actually. Bliss comes from this thing. Can you imagine being blissful all the time? I never thought, okay. And I'm not blissful all the time. But whenever I get to do more devotional activities in my life now than I ever did before in my life. And I'll tell you, when I feel bliss is all the different devotional activities I get to do. Then when I have to, go and maintain, do all the activities to make sure the bills are paid, to make sure this is done right, and that we have this arrangement right, then I'm not as blissful. Because I don't have that perfect vision yet. Or I'm also seeing this is my blissful devotional service as well. But anyhow, these, very directly connected devotional activities, this is what gives me pleasure. And I'm not unique. Anybody who's practicing devotional life, they'll also feel, when they get to be very engaged in devotional service, they will feel great pleasure. It's just natural, actually. So we'd love to share that devotional activities with everyone. Everyone can be engaged, no matter where you go back in India. Where do you stay?
I am in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, you're in Knoxville, Tennessee. So you live in America here.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you could look. There probably is some devotee community not too far. You can look up. There's many different organizations that are doing this philosophy. But one, probably the most recognized, would be ISKCON, ISKCON. You could look up ISKCON, and even in your local community, or maybe you go visit them once a week. No problem. And Avani, while you're here, you can come visit us whenever you'd like, and we'll feed you, we'll take care of you, no problem. But yeah, like this. So, Hare Krishna, everyone have a wonderful day. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. So, thank you, Avani, for bringing this, Anira. Thank you for
Thank you.
yes, bringing Avani, and yes, you must have done something very pious, actually, in past lives to come into devotional life, and for your daughter to just wander. We have no idea how she even came. I don't even know. I didn't even speak with her or anything. She just showed up at 5:15 in the morning one morning. I was like, and I thought she was someone else. I was like, Lalita, and she's like, no, I'm brand new. She talked to one of the guys who was just passing through town and staying here, and next thing you know, she come very early at 5:15 in the morning. So we said, okay, yes, very good. And then she came every day ever since. So yes, you're very welcome, and yeah, many blessings must be coming to you both. So we'd be honored if you'd come. How much longer are you here?
I'll be leaving tomorrow.
To leaving tomorrow. No problem. We would be honored to help care for Avani. There's a really great group of friends here. You came to the Sunday program, both of you? Yeah, so you might have met a lot of the nice students who come here and things like that. That was actually one of our smaller programs, because I think of 4th of July weekend, many things were happening, many people. But we have many nice people. Even the people who live here are very nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyhow, very nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming. And Avani, I hope to keep seeing you. And I should probably, but just in case I don't, But yeah, please enjoy prasadam. That's part of the program every morning, and everyone who comes in worship should eat nicely. And the boys make a fantastic prasad. And then, yeah, like that, you're always welcome. Both of you, but especially you, Avani, because you're staying here. So, thank you.
She loves here.
Yeah.
She just loves coming.
Yes, yes. She's tasting devotional life. Devotional life is very nice,
Yes.
and everything else is very difficult, actually.
Yes.
So it's nice. It tastes good. It feels good. It's easy.